A pale blue sky umbrellas across a landscape of skyscrapers, amidst which vehicles honk their way through several lanes of traffic, paired on the side with a buzzing network of trains that carries hundreds of folks towards their workplace. People spend their day walking among several unknown faces, rubbing shoulders with others in compressed compartments, only to be further jammed within rooms with more company. Here, either desirable chatter or formal dialogue ensues as their daily routine ticks on along with the clock. And by the evening, this cassette rewinds. With the way our lives usually function, our daily schedule involves us spending most of our time outside of our houses. And that results either in direct or indirect communication with numerous others. People who live in nuclear families may find this state of affairs within the boundaries of their humble abode too. They don't need to go outside to find a lot of company. And because of this, most minds get used to this constant company. In fact, several members of our society thrive on this certitude of company. That is, the extroverts of our society. It has always been a matter of wonder to me how certain individuals joyfully meet and greet several people every single day. It fascinates me, the fact that they have the capacity and caliber of handling these interactions regularly, because as you may have probably presumed by now, I am an introvert. And hence, I find myself in the most free-flowing, authentic, genuine state when I'm in the company of yours truly. But that's not to say that I completely deny social interactions whatsoever, because in contrast to what is erroneously assumed, introversion isn't equivalent to being asocial. So that means introverts can socialize and enjoyably so. But only thing is we have a limited quota, and at the end of it, we need what helps us recharge the most: the bliss of solitude. However, I have observed over time through the accounts of people that I know to be voluntary socializers that this isn't a quality that is limited only to the members of the introvert club, right? Because spending some time alone, not having to deal with anyone, being in the comforts of your own home, not doing anything, just being in your own company, it can be of great benefit even to people who usually love hanging out with others. Because the way our brains are built, they prefer a balance of experiences, and hence too much of anything can get draining. And hence a solitary me time is something I would recommend that everyone should try incorporating in their lives. Even though the frequency and extent of it will depend from person to person, but the benefits should be constant to almost everyone. One of the reasons why I recommend being alone from time to time is because we sort of act like chameleons based on the company we are surrounded by. That is, certain facets of our personality vary upon a change of faces. A joke that you may be able to comfortably deliver in front of your friends may require slight tweaking or complete avoidance when in more formal situations, just as an example. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's part of being human. We adapt to social situations. But this does require a little brain fuel at least, and constant usage will drain. But when you aren't around anyone, you subconsciously feel more free. You can be your complete authentic self. You can do anything, commit any mistake, react in any way, say anything out loud, laugh at your own silly humor, and can just be lost in the world of your imagination. You could perhaps even be cosplaying characters from story verses that you love without the fear of anyone spotting and hence judging you. I am an active imaginator, and I love reliving moments of stories that I may have consumed in some form, or stories that my brain keeps fabricating every now and then. And hence it feels extremely liberating when I am alone, because I can truly feel alive in my own space. Second of all, when you're in social situations or engaged in any work, you have thoughts constantly buzzing in your head as your brain is processing what's being said or done, and you're constantly coming up with things to do. The entire time you are on various different levels being influenced by all of your external conditions. And this understandably can get draining in the long term, because when you're focusing always on the outside, or mostly on the outside world, and giving very less time to focus on the inside, it's easy to get wound up and forget your personal commitments. and you're never really giving yourself enough time to process the events that are happening in your life, to really think things through, to know how you truly feel about something. Also, in today's digital world where there are a lot of social media platforms that have been designed to keep your attention hooked onto them, it's extremely easy to become a victim of preferring instant gratification and short-term doses of dopamine instead of working on habits that may right now seem boring, but you know that they are helpful in the long run. But if you can find some time to deliberately be alone and to also distance yourself from technology as much as possible, and to just sit down somewhere or lie down if you prefer to do so and relax and just introspect, it can be of extreme benefit to your mental health and well-being. I love sitting down somewhere propped up against several pillows and to just freely think of the things that have been on my mind. And during this time, I just try to observe my thoughts as a detached witness instead of going in there and trying to control the chaos. This allows my emotional state to not get manipulated. It allows me to be able to realize what's been dominant on my mind because I'm letting thoughts freely flow without resistance. And it allows me to realize what thoughts serve me no longer, and for me to be able to just gently let go of those thought bubbles. This is the basic principle behind the concept of mindfulness meditation, which deserves its own video. So I'll link a video over here in the cards if you want to know more about it. But it's an extremely valuable technique because over time, through consistent practice and effort, it can help you develop this capability of whenever you feel overwhelmed and feel tired with the constant buzz of thoughts that is going on in your mind, at any time you can slow that buzz down and even be able to empty your brain of all active, tiresome thoughts, and to have just a few moments of peaceful solace, which in the long term can be of extreme benefit to your mental well-being. However, if meditation isn't your thing, then you can do anything else in your me time. Point is that it should help you relax and recharge. Because in this digital age where everyone is constantly connected with everyone else, where it's extremely easy to get reliant on external validation, where there's an endless clash of opinions and a lot's happening out there that you'll feel that needs your attention, it can be of extreme value to your mental well-being to be able to just detach from all of that and to not actively work your brain in any way. You can do some sort of a passive activity like brewing and drinking a delicious tea, or you can take a stroll in your backyard, or just be relaxing in your balcony watching the sunset. You know yourself best, you know what helps you relax. Go ahead and make some time for yourself to be able to do that. One final topic that I do want to talk about is that it's extremely beautiful if you have someone in your life whose company you can find comforting no matter how you're feeling and no matter what the circumstances are. But in case you do need to be alone in your me time and you're finding it hard to arrange for that, then in those situations, just talk it out with the people around you. Help them gently understand that your own personal space is something that you may need from time to time. And it's got nothing to do with them. It's just something you personally need. And at the end of the day, if they don't seem to understand, then don't let them make you feel bad about it. I have today a wonderful group of friends who have understood and accepted me as an introvert. And that makes me feel all the more comfortable with them and more willing to hang out with them. Magic that works. And that's the thing. If you have friends who you know are introverted, just try to be more understanding of them. And that's just gonna make them be more comfortable of being able to be with you. And if they don't want to socialize, if they can't, then be understanding of that too. I've had people in my life who probably don't understand the concept of introversion, who used to probably think that I'm a person of extremely high ego and high attitude who thinks of others as beneath me, and hence I don't socialize with others as much. Or, to the people who have tried to explain that I'm an introvert, they've told me that I just shouldn't be an introvert and I should socialize more, which, like, wow, why didn't I think of that? But the point is that I feel like different people have different thresholds for interaction and different ways of recharging themselves. And hence, there should be this mutual respect between different people of different social energies, so we all get along well, and at the end of the day we all go home happy. And again, the point of this video is not to discourage socialization, it's just to encourage you to every now and then to listen to the needs of your inner being. So, summing up, in a lifestyle that encourages constant activity and induces a fear of missing out, finding blocks of time where it's just you in your own world, doing whatever you can do to help slow down the buzz within your mind, and being understanding and appreciative of everyone's social energies can help bring back much needed peace and organization to a space that's supposed to be your own. That's all.